Hi everyone, hi class. So this is our module 3. So we'll have to reschedule the summative test uh, next week. So be ready with the summative for module 1 and module 2. But for now, I'm recording our lesson for this for the previous week since we had to catch up with our lessons. We are already left behind because of the RQuat. And then I will not be in the class, so I had to record our lesson. So this is module 3. So we'll be doing some discussions on what are these factors that affect site planning for different projects like mass housing projects, residential projects, industrial project, institutional project, public project, resort, and other tourist projects. So let's just have a recap of what we have learned from Module 1 and Module 2 of what is a site plan. So point 1, it says a site plan is an architectural plan, landscape architecture document, and a detailed engineering drawing of proposed improvement to a given lot. A site plan usually shows a building footprint, travelways, parking, drainage facilities, sanitary sewer lines, water lines, trails, lighting, and landscape and garden elements. So site plan is a comprehensive blueprint. It outlines how a particular piece of land will be developed and improved to ensure that all this necessary infrastructure and design elements are taken into consideration. So typically, it illustrates the elements such as the layout of the building, where to access, where are the parking, of course, our utilities like the drainage system, the sewer and the water lines, lighting, and of course, the landscape features. So let's go to point 2. A site plan is a readable map or a residential diagram depicting the plot of land on which the house sits, along with landscape, topography, and any exterior features or structures such as detached garage, in-ground swimming pool, large trees, fencing, utility pools and power lines, driveways, and an easement. So sinasabi dito that a site plan is essentially a clear or a detailed map or a diagram of a residential property. So, it's a map, ibig sabihin that it should have a detailed, uh, ibig sabihin po that it should show the entire plot of land where your house is supposed to locate. Kasama, kasama na dito yung mga landscape features natin and yung mga ibang exterior structures like kung meron ba yung garage o mayroon bang swimming pool o may mga malalaking trees. If it has utility pools o power lines yan, mahalaga na a site plan should bear on all these qualities. Okay. So basically, it's a comprehensive layout, no? Comprehensive because, no, it's holistic. Ibig sabihin po, everything on the property, both the natural and the man-made, should be depicted on a site plan. And for point 3 naman, so site plans are generally diagram that the county government requires for the record to ensure local and state building code are adhered to because homeowners may make rather significant changes to their property. Government is also the resource to retain site plan for a historic record. So sa point 3 naman, so sinasabi dito that site plans are typically required by the government as part of the record keeping process. So lahat ng mga detailed diagram natin, it ensures that yung ating local o yung ating state building code are being followed. So since daw yung mga homeowners, they make some significant changes to the property, So the government then keeps this site plan for historical documentation and reference. So kunyari, no, very historic site, no po, and then converted into a commercial area. So they had to keep the record po so that it will help them maintain a clear record of the property development and the modifications no, over time. So let us look at the figure here of the Nadine site master plan. Okay, so as you see here, no, lahat ng kanyang mga buildings are labeled. So, makikita natin, okay, that the government will have to keep a record of this kasi tignan mo naman ang laki ng kanyang development. So, over time, okay, these records will be used in some of the modifications na in the future. This will help them, no? This will guide them on how to develop them in successfully, no? And successfully, ibig sabihin, no, less yung kanilang masasagasaan in terms of the utilities kasi nga naka-plant na siya. Okay, there is a record of kung ano yung nandoon sa site before the modification. So, ganito po yung a sample of a site plan that we usually do in our SDP, right? We show this in an SDP. So as you can see, hindi ito maliit na development. It's a very large project. So we always keep in mind that these site plans are detailed diagram, okay, to ensure that, you know, our local codes are being followed o kaya whatever modification, it is being recorded. Okay, ibig sabihin po, yung mga previous na building permits, if they have, and other features like yung mga structures nila or the travelways, the parking, the mga sanitary sewer lines at mga water lines. So this will actually help out in their future modification and also a record of their historical development. Let us look at the next example, which is Lackaber Leisure Center. It is located in Fort William, Scotland. So it's basically a leisure center. It's a community-focused facility. So it meant pag sinabing community-focused, so it is made for people of all ages. So pwede sa matanda and all matanda, sa mga bata, yung kanyang mga facilities. So it has a variety of amenities as I've mentioned. So it includes, no, mayroon siyang swimming pool, meron siyang gym, mga fitness classes, and also other exercise classes and other activities like hydrotherapy pool. So meron dyan, makikita nyo, there are playgrounds for the kids, tennis courts, and yung mga kanyang mga facilities, no, kanyang main facilities inside the Lackaber Center. Also, makita nyo din dito yung sa ating site, sa kanyang site plan, no, those facilities like yung kanyang boat launch at yung kanyang mga parking areas. Ayan, so pati yung mga gates niya and fences, mga gravel parking, and also you can see yung mga distance ng kanyang property lines. Ano pa ba makikita natin dito? Mga docking areas, the silt retention pond. Okay, pati yung mga fish ladders kasama dun sa kanyang site plan. They will have maybe a similar plate then, no? We can have this similar plate, probably this midterm then, but it's actually linked to what we have in what we are doing right now. Ano yung ating civic community center sa ating design, no? Parang parehas sila ng purpose actually. So that's the Lactober Center in Scotland, everyone. Okay, so this time around, no, the overall land use planning process, no, site planning, the overall land use planning process. So, sabi dito, site planning is an integral part of the land use planning process. So, it determines the detailed layout of an area of land so that it functions effectively in relation to a given range of land uses on the site and others around it. It occurs directly before or is part of the detailed design process, depending on the complexity and scale of the site. In the overall planning, it occurs after the strategic planning has taken place and after the land use has been decided in relation to social, economic, and environmental needs. The site planning is about working out the detail of what should happen on a given area of land and how it should happen and what it will cost them to implement and manage the project on that land area. It is to summarize, no, sabi po dito that a site planning is a very crucial step in land use planning process. So, ibig sabihin po, na before the land use planning, so as we have mentioned, yung land use is the proportioning uh, of land, no? Like, no, yung ating mga land use classification, no, yung pagpo-proportion natin, no, ng residential, commercial, institutional. Okay, so depende kung anong land use classification niya, no? Mauuna muna yung self-planning bago po tayo makagawa ng isang land use plan. So site planning, no, is a very crucial step, no, before we can make a land use map or a land use planning. So it focuses on determining the detailed layout of a specific area of land. So ensuring na it will function effectively for various intended purpose. So your goal is to create a plan that integrates well with other land uses in the surrounding area. Kaya po tayo nagsa-site plan, no? In order to create or integrate well with the other land use in the surrounding area. Diba? Kapag no, yung ating land use is unbalanced, no? Para rin yung ecosystem na unbalanced, no? Kung mas marami kang pinuputol na kahoy, no? Kaysa dun sa tinatanim, no? There always a return nung pagiging unbalance niya. So, same with land use din, no? Kailangan planned yung ating land use. Dapat proportion yung ating mga land use classifications. Okay, so basically, no, site planning is a crucial step to that process. No, one of the key aspect of site planning include no, yung timing. No, it should occur before or part of the detailed design process. No, depende kung gaano ka complex on or large the site is. Okay, so it should be always be part of the detailed design process. Kaya nga with our plate, no, pinag-calculate ko muna kayo of your allocations of the different land uses. Okay, bago ka, no, before you go to the detailed planning, bago tayo nagplano ng ating mga different structures like yung ating civic area, yung ating commercial area. So, timing, no, ay one of the key aspect, no, dapat it should occur yung ating site planning o yung should be before or part of the detailed design process. So, before or as part. Okay. So, another key aspect is the sequence no, in over planning process, the site plan comes after strategic planning, no. Ibig sabihin, this means it follows the decision making process related to land use. No, it should consider no social, economic, and other environmental need. So kasama siya sa strategic planning, no, bago sila mag-decide, no, before the decision making process related to land use, no, na considering yung mga social, economic, and environmental ng ating site. Okay. Another, as per our slide today, is the details. So site planning, no, it involves working out what should be done on the land and how it should be executed, no. Kasama dito ang sa workout natin is to estimate the cost for the implementation and managing of the project. Yan. So in summary nitong ating slide, no, site planning is the stage where no there is a detailed layout of a land area designed to ensure effective functionality. It takes place after strategic planning and addresses the specific of land use, implementation method, and of course the project cost. So when it is necessary to produce a site plan is needed whenever it is proposed to change the use of land area or build on all part of it. So whenever it is proposed to change the way in which an area of land and its associated landscape is managed and maintained. Ayan. So, kailan daw magpo-produce ng isang site plan? When you are changing the use of land. So, if there is a proposed to alter how an area of land is used, or construct buildings on all or part of it, a site plan is necessary. This could involve converting an agricultural land into a residential or commercial use, or maybe adding a structure to an existing facility. So, kailangan natin ng site plan. So, a site plan also is needed, is necessary when you want to modify your landscape management. Now, when there's a proposal to change how the land is associated landscape are managed and maintained, a site plan is needed. So this might include, you want to alter the landscape features, you want to update the drainage system, or changing the layout of gardens and other recreational areas. So yes, site plan is very essential when there are significant change proposed for the use or the construction or management of a land and its landscape. No, it actually ensures na lahat ng changes na ito are carefully planned and complied with the relevant na regulations. Now let's discuss site planning and the cost of the development. So calculating the cost is an important part of the site planning process, both in terms of actual cost to the developer and the alternative solution, and the cost to society, which result from the proposed development. Cost to society are incurred, for instance, through sa pag-aaral natin itong 5 na ito, 5 points dito sa site planning and the cost of the development. So cost daw is not necessarily yung although part yung pera but there are two costs na dinidiscuss dito when we are doing a site planning. Yung una is the actual cost ng developer, which is money, and then the other one is cost to society. So ano yung impact niya sa society and that impact to the developer. Okay, so calculating the cost is very crucial aspect. It involve assessing both the direct cost to the developer, ito yung pera nung nagastos niya, and the broader cost, yung cost niya to society because of or as a result from that proposed development. Okay, So the need to provide an adequate infrastructure, the extra work which has to be carried out to protect adjacent natural resources. So first 1 and 2 points. So the need to provide an adequate infrastructure. So developer cost ito. So these are yung developer cost na sinasabi dito is the actual expense incurred by the developer. Okay, so this might include constructions, materials, labor, yung mga direct na mga financial outlays niya. So, number 1 is the need to provide an adequate infrastructure, the need to build or upgrade infrastructure such as mga roads, utilities, and public services to support the new development. So, dalawang cost ito, either the developer cost or cost to society. Kasi syempre, di ba, ang infrastructures and other utilities will affect the society as well. No? Hindi lang yung developer, but it has an impact to the society as well. Okay, so the need to protect the adjacent natural resources. So extra effort required, ang kailangan, if you're doing a site planning, an extra effort to safeguard yung ating mga nearby na resources like yung ating mga forests, rivers, and other wildlife habitat. No? So number 3 is the need to create a new landscape because of damage to visual resources caused by the development. And then the loss of cultural resources, yung 3 and 4 points. So new landscape, so kapag if you create a new landscape, to compensate for those damages, that has been caused by the development. This could mean, involve planting trees or creating park or improving the scenic views. Okay, sa cultural resource naman, that is in point 4, there might be a cost to society, kapag may potential loss or alteration of whatever cultural heritage there is, baka may cultural heritage dyan or other historic landmark or community spaces. So yung development might cause, might alter against the cultural aspect of the society. Okay? So that's the last one yung ating number 5. It might cause, the need to relocate people or yung development or your site planning, okay, might need to move residents, those who lives that are negatively impacted by the development. Say, you wanted to make a batching concrete plant, so marami ang mga environmental hazards, especially dun sa mga neighboring na residents niya. So yung batching plant, ibig sabihin to yung nagdadala ng mga premix, okay, na concrete, okay, and delivering them to very large development, okay, na kailangan ng mga premix. So kapag gumawa tayo ng ganitong type of facility, it has an impact to the people around it, Baka, yung noise pollution, hindi lang yan, pati yung air pollutants, water pollutants, yung kanyang mga waste, okay, that will be disposed either in the rivers or in the soil, that will actually impact yung kanyang neighboring area. So there are development that you needed to relocate the people in order to do such development. So yeah, so there are overall there are five points in the cost of development. Okay, so site planning can save money. Properly conducted, the site planning process can often indicate that more effective and cheaper approaches to site layout and design are possible, and therefore it can use as a way of increasing the profitability of an individual project or even making them possible where previously they seem uneconomic. So the process is of particular value when it incorporates consideration of the long-term management cost of different layout and design solutions. For this to have important impact on the financial viability of any project for the financer. So development of any site entails capital costs for site preparation and the implementation of project maintenance costs and its site management costs. For most most of the site, the viability of development can be judged only if all these financial aspects are considered and not just initial capital costs. Okay, so tama naman, di ba? No, if a site planning process, when done properly, this can reveal na more efficient and cost-effective way to design and lay out a site. So this can increase yung profit ng any individual project or make project feasible. Okay. No. Unang-una naman talaga, first and foremost talaga yung cost in every development. Okay, but of course, no, as a developer or a private financer, individual project financer, so we see to it na as a site planners or as architects, okay, we see to it that we will propose a project that is financially viable. If you are going to propose a project during your thesis, especially if your proponent is a private individual, okay, you will always to project, you are expected to project itong financial aspect ng itong project mo. So kapag mag-thesis po kayo, so whether you like it or not, no, you will have to study the financial viability of that particular project. Okay, so ang site planning process, no, when done properly, this can be efficient and in terms of costs. Okay, this can increase yung profit of any individual project or make project feasible. Okay po. So there are dalawang cost to actually is the long-term management cost. Okay, so itong long-term cost na sinasabi is that these costs are significantly impact the financial viability of project for investors and financiers. So yung kanyang long-term, okay, na management cost. And of course, yung kanyang, ito yung tinatawag na maintenance cost o yung operating cost. And then also, meron din isa pang cost, okay, in a development which is the capital cost. So itong capital cost naman, these are developing a site involves different type of cost kasi. No, site preparation, ito yung initial cost mo for preparing the land for development. And then you have your implementation costs. Ibig sabihin po, these are expensive incurred during your construction phase. Tapos merong maintenance cost na kasama ito sa long-term management cost. Yung mga maintenance cost, yung kanyang ongoing cost for maintaining the site. And then the site management cost, which is relating to managing the property naman. Okay, so yan, yung iba't ibang cost na na kailangan mong pag-aralan when you're doing your site development. Okay, in order to save yung pera again, we need to have a site planning that is done properly. Okay po? So proper site planning can identify more effective and economical approaches to site layout and design. It can increase profitability and feasibility. Okay, of course, it's very crucial to consider the long-term management cost as well as yung capital cost. Okay po. So, site plan are required for all development. So, lahat ng development po, site plan, dapat lagi tayong may site plan. So, whether it is a housing development, an industrial development, a commercial development, a recreation development, or any commercial development. So, mandatory po na all this type of development na that that involve construction of a building or any engineering structure, there should always be a site plan. Okay. Dito, sinasabi that site plan are not only required when building operations are proposed, they are needed when it is planned that any part of the external environment should be used in a different way or for a different purpose, or that the land is to be managed differently. Okay, so additionally, yung site plan natin are required even when building operations are not proposed. They are necessary for any changes in the external environment use or management. So whether it is a housing rehab, industrial rehab, commercial area rehab, reclamation of derelict land, afforestation, addition or improvement of park and open space, changing landscape management practices. So site plan, they are necessary for ensuring proper development and manage of land across a wide range of uses and projects. Type of site which need a site plan. Okay, so anong mga site which needed a site plan? So first one, site plan are produced for all type and size of land of site, from individual site plan for areas small as a house and garden to large housing and industrial estates or recreational areas covering several hundred hectares. The principles are the same. The level of work and detail are not. In many circumstances, the production of a site is inextricably linked with the detailed design of a site, but the more complex a site, the more likely that the site planning and site design stages will be separated and even carried out by different people. Each site plan will be different as it involves a different emphasis. The skill of the site planner or the site planning team lies partly in speedily identifying particular problem of an individual site and concentration on them. However, before reaching the stage of becoming a professional expert, the student must learn that the whole process and apply in a very wide variety of circumstances. Only then will the expertise which allow the shortcut to be spotted be acquired. So in summary, sinasabi dito that a site plan are created for very wide ranges of sites. So whether it's for small plot or to a large scale development like housing estate, no, or recreation areas, no, yung principles of site planning, they are consistent. Okay, kahit maliit o malaki yan, parehas lang yung kanyang consistency ng kanyang principle. Okay, but ang pagkakaiba lang, syempre, pagka mas malaki yung development mo, mas detailed yung ibibigay mong level dun sa kanyang, in terms of uh, its architectural detailing. So, mas broad yung gagawin mo compared to small, syempre. So, the work varies based on no, the site size and the complexity ng iyong proposal. So, sinasabi din dito that site plan and design integration, no, that if you create a site plan, it is closely linked with site detailed design. No, ibig sabihin po, no, if we do a site plan first, no, it will closely link to your site detailed design. Okay. Actually, when yung exercise nga natin, no, prior to the detailed plan, no, I'm relating this with our plate pala, no, in design. Okay, the community center, di ba? So before we did the actual plan, so nag-compute muna tayo, no? It's closely linked doon sa ating detail, no? Kasi by that alone, no, nako-compute na natin what is USA, what is ISA, 'di ba? Especially yung kanyang number of parkings na kailangan nating i-allot per development. So it's closely linked actually, no? Kasi by that alone, yung ganong klaseng proportioning pa lang during the early stage of site planning, pati yung kanyang pag-allocate sa land use ng ating mga spaces. Actually, you can calculate na kung ilan ang building footprint mo, ilan ang pwede mong ilagay, no? Pagka nakuha mo na kasi yung building footprint, actually, you can calculate na yung mga iba pang mga spaces inside your development. So, napakahalaga. Okay. So that's why, no, we say, sinasabi dito that yung site plan natin and our detailed design are closely linked. So they are kumbaga kailangan niya yung calculation ng site planning with with your details. So dun siya kukuha dun sa iyong site plan. No, dun ka kukuha ng iyong detailed plan. Because tailored approach, so each plan is unique and focused on specific problems. So, per site natin, they are very unique. Okay? Ibig sabihin, no, there are some unique features and specific problem on a certain site. So, the expertise of site plan, no, can identify these issues and address them effectively. You are able to practice the site planning, nakikita mo na agad kung ano yung mga kulang at yung mga issues niya. Okay, and of course, learning process to become a professional site planner, no? We should understand the entire process. Okay, and this learning will help us to develop yung ating expertise to identify, no, para magkaroon ng shortcut yung ating mga solutions in a certain development. So they are tailored to specific need of each site, and an effective site planning requires a thorough understanding of both fundamental principles and other applications in other contexts. Initiating a site plan. So let's initiate a site plan. Who initiate? The owner of the land, owner of an area of a land, or a person or organization with an interest in the land normally initiate the site planning procedure. So yung may-ari ng lupa, so any person or any organization, so sila yung nag-initiate ng site planning procedure. However, as had already explained, unless they employ professional planner, architect, or landscape architect, those involved are not always aware that they are initiating the process and term site planning. Okay, then they may describe their decision at deciding how to use or make money out of the land, but it's exactly what site planning is. It is important that professionals have a clear understanding of the financial and other advantages of the developer or rigorous following the site planning procedure. Without that, few of the developers who do not presently use the process are likely to be won over to its benefits. It is particularly important that the land use planner and those officials in charge of controlling the development understand what needs to be done to produce a site plan and can advise a developer where to find the necessary assistance and which shortcuts can be taken for individual site. No, yung atin daw pong owner, no, unknowingly are involved in the site planning already, no? Since we are to get yung kanilang mga requirements, so without their knowledge, no, they are actually involved in the site planning too, no? And then it's important, okay, na malaman din ng ating mga developers and planners, okay, of the clear understanding of the financial status or yung kanyang financial viability. Okay, as an advantage to the developer. Okay po? Okay, it is particularly important din sa mga land use planners and other officials in charge of the controlling the development in order to get or to produce site plan that is necessary, no? Kailangan may involvement lagi yung ating mga officials. Okay? Especially nga, di ba, we already discussed the proportioning of land, proportioning of land use. Okay, balancing these classifications in a city or in a development. Okay, po, in order to come up with a solution, okay, not only to benefit yung present generation but also yung future generation natin. Okay, so appointing a site planning team. So it is the developer responsibility to appoint a site planner or a planning team. In most circumstances, the developer will be a private individual, a private organization, or a corporation of a public body. So the large organization will commonly appoint a site planning team, even if they're just composed of financial experts, and these teams are able to co-opt the necessary expertise to allow them to do their task effectively. While sa small private organization naman or individual, so to think that site planning is an important part of the process of developing their site, but their attitude will depend on their past experiences. In the site planning team, many people are involved in making site planning decisions, not just the owner of the land and other advisors. So one is the client, the developer, and the builder and the financer. The second are the technical team, like the landscape architect, planner, architect, engineers, and surveyors. The third one is the community, the local community, the future user, the local councilors, and the council's office. Some of the major differences between site which influence the composition of the site planning team are: it has different physical problem, it has different natural environmental problem, people use it for different activity, each group using it as different need, it is owned by different people, it is being paid for by differing means, it is maintained in different ways. So yan yung mga major differences between site which influence the composition of the site planning team. People and the professional and experts that are involved in site planning are the landscape architect, the urban designers, and the civil engineers. Two are the environmental planner, the town planner, the land use planner, and the economic planner, and the social planners. Three are the building scientists, climatologists, geologists, geomorphologists, ecologists, hydrologists, pedologists, and archaeologists. Four are the estate managers, the housing managers, recreation managers, the open space managers. Five are the public health, fire and safety staff. Six are the built environment conservation team, natural environment and conservation staff, countryside management staff, site interpretation staff, and seven will be the foresters and the farmers. Okay, so this is the production of a site plan. The first is a client wants to develop a site. Then we'll have a technical team that will be assembled. So the technical team will determine the key issues, okay, and will suggest an alternative site examine. Okay, it will discuss with the local planners. It will have a site inventory and then present to the future and the end users. And site potential assessment, environmental policy. Next will be the alternative development concept examine. Then you have your site plan, then magpa-planning approval, and then after that will be your design and site management brief development. Okay po, so this is a summary. The stages will involve in the production of a site plan from the point when the developer or the client or the site planner decide to develop a site to the production of design briefs. Okay, so this time around, let's have a site inventory. So what are this inside your site? I think we just already had a glimpse of this during our module 1 and module 2. Okay, But for the sake of Module 2, we'll have to enlist all these factors under your site inventory. Ayan, so we have the physical environment, your geology and geomorphology, topography, water, local climate, the natural environment, your soils, vegetation, and wildlife. Views and scenery, your landscape type, your landscape character, unique areas and features, the user requirement, the function of the site, the activities in the building, the activities outside, and the diversity of environmental settings, and your air quality. And another factor, marami pa, your ecological value, your local climate, your social environment, your land use, your built environment, your rural environment, the population, historical development, and your land ownerships. Let's start the type of residential buildings and their site selection. So dito na tayo, no, site planning for residential building. So what is a residential? So residential building is defined as the building which provide more than half of its floor area for dwelling purposes. In other words, residential building provides sleeping accommodation with or without cooking or dining or both facility. So residential building are divided into following type: individual houses or private building, the lodging or room houses, dormitories, apartment, and hotels. Okay po? So these are factors affecting the site selection of a residential building. Okay? We should be taking this into account while selecting our site. Okay? So we have the shape of the lots, geometry of the plot for any kind of construction. It is very important, which can largely affect the appearance of the structure. The shape of the plot should be such that the construction can easily be made with cost low as possible. And also in the future, you can further expand it. A plot with more roots will be considered as good one. Okay, so shape of the plot. The next one will be the location of your plot. So the surround area of your residential plot is very important. It affects the price and the beauty of the plot. The plot should be taken in the area provided with a lot of services, in a suitable environment free from all kinds of pollution. Efforts should be made to buy near to a main road because such plots are more valuable as compared to the plots situated away from the main road. Why? No, it's more valuable yung mga plot that are situated along the main road. Why? Kasi no, yung kanyang accessibility to different transportation doon sa kanyang bahay. Who would like to have a house that is very far from the road? No? Siyempre, gusto mo no, makarating ng maayos, makarating ng mabilis dun sa inyong mga house or in your in a residential building. Okay po. Number 4 naman tayo ay yung water table. So the water table at the site should not be very high, otherwise it will have affect the quality of water which are used for drinking and domestic purposes. A plot with normal water table will be more prepared as compared with other plot having high water table. Ayan, bakit daw dapat hindi masyadong high? Kasi mayroong instance po na yung mas madali siyang, syempre mas permeable yung yung soil natin, ibig sabihin po, mapopollute yung ating drinking water kung masyado siyang shallow, no, from the ground. So, dapat nandun lang siya sa water table niya that is normal, okay? And then, of course, no, not all plant has water, no. I've experienced that when we had a project in La Union, no, we had that particular plant, no, kahit na meron na siyang tubo for water line, kahit na naghukay na sila for balon yata yung uso doon. Okay. Unfortunately, that plant do not have any water at all. So, ang option namin, okay, every time we do a concrete mixing, so we had to purchase a truck of water. So yan, bago pa lang dapat mag-start yung construction, meron na kaming storing for that water, okay, para po, no, for the construction alone. So basically, most of the houses there in La Union, no, okay, specifically dun sa aming area, nung aming proposed project, okay, most of the residentials, they would have to wait for the truck of water to come to them every day. So, yun nga, no? That's one of the essentials. Okay, and site planning as well, yung kanyang water table. Is there a drinking water? Okay, is the quality of the water for drinking and other domestic purposes available on that site. So lastly is your sewage system. That would be your number 5. There should be a proper sewage system at the site of residential plat so that the extra water of houses can easily be drawn out, especially in rains and flood. If in case there is no sewage system, the dirty water affect the building as well as the occupant as well. Yan. So yan yung lagi nating problema during the flood, di ba? Wala tayong maayos na sewage and other drainage system here in the Philippines. I mean, in Urdaneta alone, is actually one of the biggest problem here in Urdaneta. Wala po tayong sewer line, especially in the remote barangays. Okay, so yan, pagka kayo po one of the planners, become one of the city planners of the government, no? Make sure that these are available to all of the barangays, no? Para po ano, yung inyong yung mga site or the possible residential areas will have an access to a proper sewage system. Kasi kung hindi proper yung sewage system natin, way back in the old times, no? Kaya nagkaroon ng cholera outbreak, no? In the Europe. Okay. Dahil dito sa very poor na sewage system nila. Okay, so don't let that happen to your own country, no? If you become a planner, okay, or a city planner, urban planner, or a politician, or an officer of the county, no, to make sure that these are present, especially in the residential areas. Okay, so let's remember this primary objective in residential and community planning. Okay? Ito yung dapat nating tandaan when doing a residential project and their site plan. Okay? So the first one is what? Your site planning should always provide a desirable place to live for the intended user. Yan, dapat desirable yung place. So how do we make that desirable? With proper site planning. Okay, is the site accessible through car? No, ay yung site mo ba has an access to open areas like a green space? Okay, malapit ba yung residential areas into other facilities like the market, institutions, hospitals. No, these were basically some of the points in site planning, especially in residential. Sabi nga, no, sa urban planning, no, yung if you want to plan this residential, no, you will have this parang principle that live, work, and play, sinasabi. Ibig sabihin po all in one na. No, doon ka no, you can access your work, no, which is very near to your house. Yan. Okay po? And the next parameter will be depending on what the end user is to be. So different parameter will be applied and different element will be selected depending on the end user. So depende dun sa function po. Okay, depende sa iyong end user. Ibig sabihin po in residential, no? There are differences of the end user. So meron tayong mga people with disabilities. We should be allocating the spaces for them. Okay po, if it is meant for a family, so iba yung kanyang pangangailangan compared to a working person, a working single person, na iba yung kanilang pangangailangan. Okay po, and then the house, next will be development target toward young family. Include features that should be out of place in a project designed for empty nesters. Okay, yun. So, iba yung kanyang pangangailangan. Okay po? And then the house size, the lot size, common space, and recreation facility will be quite different, but some commonalities are found in all quality residential development. Okay po? Depende sa house size, sa lot size, no, common space, and recreation facilities. Okay? It always depends on the type of your development, no, in terms of its size and location as well, no. Depende kung, no, if you have already a partner by your development, should you put, it's a very large park, for instance, no, will you put another recreation inside a residential? No, of course not na kasi there is an access to that already. So basically, yung kanyang mga facilities, no, as we have mentioned nga kanina, let's treat your site as unique, let's treat them as a unique site. Kumbaga, meron siyang, every site has its unique features, so we should treat them differently. Okay po, and the next one is the most desirable community, allow maximum pedestrian access, but also provide easy transit in and out of the neighborhood. Okay, so ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, ito yung isang principle ng urban planning, yung live, work, and play. Ibig sabihin po, within that 15 minutes, okay po, nalalakad mo na lahat to go to access to different facilities, na whether it's work, whether it's for leisure, okay po, all in your 15-minute walk. Okay po? And of course, no, there should be a transit in and out of your neighborhood. Okay. Sinasabi nga na this transportation, okay, is the spine of the city. So, with the correct planning of the transit or yung multimodal natin, so whether it's for bus or PUBs and this transit system should be accessible to residential areas. Okay po? Okay. Kasi yung transportation determine yung success ng isang city, I guess, no? Syempre kung kunyari, if you're an owner of say for instance, you are a negosyante, okay, no, it will cost you a lot if you cannot transport your goods from one place to another. So yan, nakaka-apekto yung transportation. So that's why they said in urban planning that, that the roads are actually the spine of the city. Okay, it will act. Yung spine natin, di ba? From head until the foot. Ibig sabihin, no, the roads, okay, are the spine. Ibig sabihin, they serve as a link to the head and to the tail of the city. Okay po? Okay, and then the other ones, ano ba tayo? The presence of human scale street, the softening and tempering effect of trees, diversity of social architecture are commonly considered to be important aspect of a community. The human scale streets and building. Okay, so ito naman, okay, also it's very important that you soften. Okay, you're especially in residential. So how do we soften an environment? Through our green spaces. Ibig sabihin, magtanim tayo ng puno along the streets to make it, to encourage our people, to encourage the urban people, yung mga nakatira sa city, to walk rather than use yung ating mga automobiles, no, to access different facilities in the city. So, nakakatulong siya sa environment dahil nga hindi ka na gumamit ng car. And also, it's alleviates some of the major concerns in the cities like traffic. No? If we soften the environment, okay, and make it pleasing for a walk rather than to take a ride, no? Pagagandahin natin yung mga streets natin and soften the environment through architectural element, through proper site planning. Okay. So, mas na-encourage yung people to walk, okay, and rather than use the automobile. Okay po, and although security are often cited as important, achieving this through hardening of building site is not desirable. Ayun nga, no? Kahit na no, security is one of the major concerns. Okay, no? Would you like to, sinasabi nga na that there is psychology in design, no? If you put like a, let me cite the prison architecture. Okay, so prison architecture according to these prison planners. Okay, ang principle niyan is like a, no, parang in all areas, parang tinitingnan ka. Yan ang principle ng prison architecture. Okay, that's why, no, mga rehas, okay, mga bakal and very hard materials are being used in prison kasi that is the principles of prison, okay? Na, no, kahit saan ka pumunta, you will always be seen, no? Parang meron at merong nakatingin sa'yo. Okay, once, no, if we apply that in the streets then, no, or in a city, no, it's not always right, no, that we just consider this very high skyscrapers around us, no? So patayo na lang ng patayo, patayo na lang ng patayo na, without softening the environment, no? Okay po? So we should, no, we should treat the environment ng ating residential and soften them as possible, soften and create places for the community, like, no, a park perhaps, okay, or yung ating streets, make them more inviting, make them more safer to look at, okay. So that's for your residential project, okay, and I think we are done na ba? Ano, we are left with 3 more slides po. Okay, houses or residential units should be arranged to provide a variation and visual interest. After the style and affordability of house, lot, layout, and character is the most important element of a typical residential development. Okay? If you happen to see yung mga development like the one in Ayala development, and of course, the SMDC development, diba? And the Camela homes, no, why they are, no, when you walk through them, through their streets, you felt like it's more calm kasi meron silang mga development control. So itong mga development control na ito, like, no, the control for the height, so meron lang specific na height yung developer, and then some materials are retained, especially dun sa mga facade niya, to create harmony to its surroundings. So it's hindi sa residential, no, it's not always nagpapasakatan of what you are to put in the harap, di ba? Nagpapatalpukan kung anong material yung ilalagay mo per houses in a residential. Okay, it's always best that you get a harmony, okay, from the materials that you are supposed to use in the surroundings. So, yun yung ibig niyang sabihin dito. Okay, so the number of lot is of critical concern to the developer. The lot size and character are important to the buyer. So, dyan kumukuha ng branding itong ating mga developers, itong sa kanyang character. Okay, in a competitive residential, developer may compete on the basis of price and quality and the character of their units or amenities. Valuable lot include the presence of trees, lot shape, size, view, and access to water. Okay, is it important to begin to identify home site early in the site analysis? This is done using topography map of the site and walking the entire site to identify the valuable location or site features. So ito dapat yung sina-showcase mo sa isang residential. So i-inventory mo kung what are these areas, what are these areas that has the best view, no, kung saan, no, if you can actually observe this lot that is facing in a body of water, okay, mas mataas yung value niya compared to an ordinary lot. Kasi why? Kasi meron siyang, there is a natural feature that is to showcase in that particular site. Okay po, and identification of home site will drive the planning and the design of site. Home sites are identified by determining whether it would be nice to live. It is fundamental, a simple process. Okay, a good location is combining the surrounding, access, amenity, and more subjective concerns such as desire for a sense of neighborhood or security. In the development of site for more affordable home, lot size tends to be smaller and the linear feet or road per unit lower. Okay, the layout of a residential development is part of an overly community design. Okay po, so yung layout pa lang ng residential natin, no, it could actually create a community already. So depende kung paano mo siya i-arrange. Okay po, there are some arrangement like, no, the super block in Spain, no, you know that super block, diba? It creates a sense of community. It's a compact residential building, but you know, it creates a community kasi nga, diba? It's like a square, no, tapos merong hole dun sa gitna. Okay po? And the community are more than a collection of house, they include recreation, schools, shopping centers, workplace, and religious institution. Yan. For a developer, okay po, if you become a developer yourself, okay, some of the architects became a developer. Yung iba dyan, like, no, RD Sabado, diba? They are developers. So they will, pag sinabing developer, actually, no, they will buy a lot and then they will develop it and then, ibebenta. Okay po, it's not always, no, kung mas maraming bahay, mas daming kita. Okay, it's not always like that. Okay, ang value ng property actually depends on the quality of the space. At isa sa quality na kinakailangan in a residential community is whether it has, no, mga special amenities, no? May security ba? Okay ba? Maganda ba yung layout ng road nila? Okay po? Maganda ba yung quality ng materials? Is the whole spaces o yung whole vibe ba ng community is secured and homey at environmental friendly. So yung mga ganong quality ba, okay, ay mahalaga in making a residential, no, make them a community. Okay? And also, itong isang principle na that everything should be within the 15 minutes walking distance. Okay. So from your house to other facilities, no, they are walking distance lang. Okay, 15 minutes walk lang. Okay. Not all all of this feature appropriate for designer to consider will relate to existing or future features. Okay, the next section highlight one successful regional approach to community planning and development. So watch out for that. Okay, so last 3 slides na talaga, promise. So, eto na. Sa commercial naman tayo, so tapos na yung ating residential and some of the factors that should be determined in a site planning for residential. Now, this time will be your commercial naman. So what's a commercial? It's a building, so one of which is 50% is used for commercial such as retail, providing service or food service. A commercial building may be defined as space that has potential for being one that brings in income. So likely office, retail, industrial, and multi-family land. So what are these factors affecting site selection for commercial building? Okay, one is your location. So the value of commercial depends upon its location. So whether it is in the center of the region or in the border or in a main road or away from the main road? Is it good for commercial? It should be in the main road and in the center of the region. Climate of a region, the strength and stability of the building depends on the climate of the region in which it is going to be constructed. A commercial building are very important and expensive from economic point of, so it must be constructed according to terms and conditions of region so that it can be remain safe from flood, rain, snowfalls, and others. Second is the availability of raw material. Usually, commercial building required more construction material as compared to a normal residential house. So before the construction of the commercial building, it should be sure that the raw material are available near or otherwise it will become uneconomical. Yan, yung raw material niya, no, kailangan malapit sa kanya. And the cost and time frame. Before the construction, a thorough investigation should be made for the cost and time frame for the commercial building. Cost and time frame mainly depends upon the location and the availability of raw material. Siyempre, magkakos yan. It has cost implication kung mag-i-import ka pa ng kanyang mga raw material. So before actually making the commercial building, dapat no, maitik onto considerations din. So, where to get yung itong mga raw materials niya. So as to made up for the cost and time. Okay po, for population, so mahalaga din ang population in a commercial. To meet need of the local population, it must be constructed in a region having sufficient population in which a commercial building can restore its cost. Of course, sinong ayaw kumita. So you'll have to put that in a populated area. Okay. Baka naman you are proposing a commercial area nasa ano naman pala, nasa Sampulanggit naman pala, no, in an area in rural area. So basically, hindi yun magiging successful. Why? Because no, the area itself is not populated. No, if you are to propose a high-rise commercial building, it should be what? Yung unang ano natin, unang first factors natin a while back, diba? The the location itself, not only the location, now is the population. So what are these objectives in residential and community planning? Desirable place to live. Different elements will be selected depending on the end user. I guess we already talked about all of this kanina. Ayan. So that, I think naulit na itong area na ito. I think the commercial project and the residential, they have both the same principles as well with regards to their objective. Okay po? Okay, everyone. So that ends our lecture today. So bear in mind our schedule for the summative test as soon as we get back to Pangasinan. And then, okay po. Okay. For the references, you may look into this link here in our slide and several other textbook which you can refer yung mga principles natin that we have been talking a while ago. And you may have the Site Planning and Design Handbook by Thomas Russ as well. Okay po, and please po, if you have time, you may click yung hyperlink natin here, okay, for more details. Thank you, everyone.